Picture an old school back to the basket center drop straight into the modern 3-point crazy NBA of 2025. Most people assume he's a slow dinosaur who gets played off the floor in the first quarter. But what if the super advanced data says the exact opposite is true, and he's actually the most modern player on the court? So here are the ground rules before we start. I built an era translator model that takes a legend's real, verified skills and maps them onto how today's game is actually played. Every hard number you'll see on screen is real and verified. Then I project, honestly, what would translate and what would not, and I'll always tell you clearly when something is just my own read. This is Game is Culture. Before we get into the data, hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps the channel grow and it's completely free. First, the verified peak. In the 1990s, specifically 1993 to 94, Hakeem averaged 27.3 points, 11.9 rebounds, and 3.7 blocks. He shot 52.8% from the field across a full 80 games. Those are elite scoring and elite defense in one body. And that season was genuinely historic. Hakeem became the only player ever to win Most Valuable Player, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same single season. Nobody else in league history has ever done all three at once. So this isn't just a nice player, this is a complete two-way force, and that exact profile is rarer than gold in today's game. Now look at the rim protection in detail. 3.7 blocks a game would lead the entire league today with plenty of room to spare. In a season where every front office obsesses over protecting the paint and walling off the rim, that single number is worth a fortune. It clears the elite anchor bar easily, and that's before you even count the shots he alters without blocking. But the headline number is the career one. Hakeem retired with 3,830 blocks. That is the most in NBA history, period, and no active player is close. Nobody has ever erased more shots at the rim than this man. Add 2 championships and 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and the defensive resume is completely bulletproof. And here's why that matters right now. Compare his peak block rate against what today's best rim protectors actually post over a full season. Hakeem's 3.7 sits comfortably above even the modern elite tier on this chart. The defense doesn't need any translation at all. It works the very moment he steps onto the floor, in any era you drop him into. Now flip to his offense. Hakeem's shot diet was almost entirely post-ups and mid-range jumpers, with essentially 0 threes attempted. By today's spacing and pace standards, on paper that looks badly dated. So the real question the model has to answer is whether that legendary footwork still works in a spread floor. So I scored his whole profile on the model. Look closely at the shape that it makes here. Footwork, rim protection, and hands are completely off the charts. Lateral agility for switching out onto quick guards is elite too. The only low bar on the entire radar is the 3-point shot. That one single gap is the whole puzzle we have to solve. Here's the part almost everyone misses completely. Hakeem got 1.6 steals a game as a full-time center. That is a guard steal number coming from a 7-footer. Now pair those quick guard hands with the best footwork any big has ever had on a basketball court. You don't get a throwback at all. You get a switchable, two-way unicorn that defenses build around. This is his real shot profile, the actual map. Dunks and layups right at the rim, post hooks in the paint, and that silky mid-range turnaround off the dream shake. Now notice what's completely missing. There's nothing out beyond the arc at all. That was simply the 90s style of center. And here is my projection for a modern Hakeem's shot zones. He keeps the dominant post and the reliable mid-range, but I add a respectable face-up 3 from the top of the key and the corners. That's the one piece I genuinely believe today's spacing would force him to develop. The good news is the touch is already there in that mid-range jumper. Extending it a few feet is the natural step. Quick break here. If deep projections like this one are your thing, smash that subscribe button right now and stick around. So let's weigh it all out honestly, side by side. Here's Hakeem set directly against the modern game itself. Some things help him enormously, and a couple of things genuinely work against him. The defensive translation is the clearest win on the entire board. The offense carries the real questions, mostly around feeding the post and stretching the floor with a 3. And remember, he already proved it when it mattered most. He went back-to-back, winning titles in 1994 and 1995, with the Finals MVP award both times. This is a player who anchored a champion as the best two-way big alive, beating peak prime stars head-to-head in the finals. The resume is not theoretical. Now place him on the full map of modern bigs. The most valuable zone is high skill portability paired with high switch defense. Hakeem lands right in the top corner, closer to a Wembanyama style two-way anchor than to any lumbering throwback center. The data physically separates him from the dinosaurs people imagine. He sits with the unicorns, not the relics. On pure skill portability, my read is clear and confident. The footwork, the hands, and the lateral agility all carry straight over with no adjustment needed. This is honestly one of the cleanest translations the model has ever produced for any player from his era. The skills are timeless. So here's my projected modern line, and this is my projection, not a fact. I keep his scoring and rebounding near his peak, hold the rim protection elite, and add a low volume 3. That lands at roughly 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks a night in this era. So how dominant would Hakeem actually be today? My read is simple and strong. He doesn't just survive in this era, and he doesn't merely fit in. He's exactly the unicorn that modern defenses are built around right now. So the verdict on the gauge lands firmly on dominant. But let me be completely honest about where this model could be wrong. A modern offense might simply not feed a low post big 20 times a night anymore. His usage could drop in a pace and space system, and that added 3-point volume is a real projection from me, not any kind of guarantee. So here's the genuinely open question I keep coming back to. If his offense had to bend around modern spacing and pace, would that footwork still find 20 good looks a night? That's the single bet inside this projection I would honestly love to watch play out for real. The model says it plainly and without hedging. Hakeem isn't a relic of the past at all. By every translation we ran through the system, his exact profile is the blueprint for the two-way anchor that every single modern roster is desperate to find right now. He was a unicorn decades before the word existed. That's my full read on Hakeem dropped into today's NBA. Drop your own verdict down in the comments and tell me which legend you want me to translate next. We are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.